Congressman Randy Weber. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Want to get your reaction to Congresswoman Clark there.
Unconscionable if you listen to what she said, and thank y'all for what y'all do. Real American Voice gets the word out, and I appreciate that. It's unconscionable. She literally pointed out that they're using this shutdown as a weapon. They're using it as a weapon, and it's unbelievable that they would resort to that. Of course, I kind of say tongue-in-cheek. The Democrats, they voted for some of the same spending, by the way, 13 times under President Biden. And here's the thing. They now want to use this as a weapon. And tongue-in-cheek, I say, well, because they don't have a president who knows what's going on, and they don't have an auto pen. Now they've got to resort to this as their weapon. It's unbelievable. The American public should take this into account when it comes to election time.
Yeah. Hey, Congressman Weber, where do you think this goes? I mean, we're at the second longest shutdown in history. We're just steamrolling right to the longest, 35 days. Does this go to Thanksgiving? What's your sense? And how in the world is this going to change? What's the calculus? I mean, Democrats clearly think that November 1st is going to come along. And that's going to put pressure on Republicans to cry uncle here.
Well, I did a town hall last night, and here in Texas, of course, I'm from Texas. And as y'all probably know, if you didn't see this news flash, Texas has uncovered about 2,700 illegal voters on the voting rolls in Texas. So that's kind of a side issue. But look, you've got a situation where the Democrats are losing their mind because their base has gotten extremely radical. I know y'all talked about the Mondami running for New York mayor here earlier today. And what we're watching is extreme. You think Russia's communism is bad? Just wait till they get communists taking control of the Democrat Party. I would hope that the senators would wake up and say, look, we've played this hand at this table long enough. It's time to do something different so that we can bring America back to where it needs to be and people don't have to suffer just because we're using this for leverage.
Congressman, just a couple of moments ago, you used the word unconscionable, which immediately brought to my mind the current budget deficit that we're dealing with, or our current budget, which is at now we've surpassed $38 trillion. Congressman, I'm sorry, I know we only know each other professionally. Personally, I'm cheap. Professionally, I simply like to call it a fiscal conservative. To me, $38 trillion is unconscionable, Congressman.
Well, it's unbelievable. And listen, if you looked at it, the Democrats wanted to add 1.7 trillion, and I've used this in my town hall last night. They want to add $1.7 trillion to the spending bill right now. And with a $37 trillion deficit, that's 1.7 would have been almost $2 trillion more. So you can't make this stuff up. It is unconscionable. The American public needs to understand that. I've been a Republican since Reagan ran for re-election in '83. Back then we said there was too much waste, fraud, and abuse. There's still too much waste, fraud, and abuse, and we ought to be doing something about it, about fixing that, not adding to it. Yet that's the Democrats' ploy.
So how do we go about fixing this? Emily, I'm sorry, I know you have the next question, but I think it's important. So how do we go about fixing it, particularly since we've gained so much money and we're in a shutdown? We're not supposed to be spending money, and the national debt is still growing. Our deficit is still growing.
Well, that's exactly right. And, Republicans are fighting for working families. The one big, beautiful bill that we passed was to get a tax break, make sure that we got that tax break back to Americans. And the Democrats don't like that because they never saw a spending bill that they didn't like or want to increase. And you're seeing that going on. And I just hope that, thank God that enough Americans voted to get Donald J. Trump back in office. And I think, Lord, are you listening? Well, I'm praying that Americans are starting to turn that corner where it's not about all the free giveaways the government quote unquote, can give away, but it's about being an American and making sure that we're on top of things. So let me just add real quick, Terrence. I'm so grateful for Donald Trump, the way he's handling Russia, because he's using the American, we are the biggest market in the world, and he's using the American market, the American economy to get things done. He stopped, 7 wars or whatever the total is now. So I applaud President Trump, and I hope Americans are paying attention, and they're going to, quite frankly, my opinion, I hope they kick the Democrats out of office come midterms.
Yeah, President Trump certainly is bringing peace and safety all throughout the world. I do want to get your reaction to this, Congressman, the CBS News headline. 2 more ships, AKA drug vessels, they operated by a designated terrorist organization. They were blown up by the administration in the Eastern Pacific Ocean. Apparently, this is a known narco trafficking route in international waters. That's now a total of 9 strikes. It started in the Caribbean Sea, and now it has broadened out to the East Pacific. What is Congress's role here?
Well, I'll tell you this. You're hearing the Democrats push back against this, saying that Trump doesn't have the right. But you know what? Because of international law and all that kind of, junk. And I'm saying Americans' lives are here at stake. And this is not something that we just go in there, Emily, and say, okay, here's a boat. We think we ought to shoot that down. Our great military, our fighting men and women are experienced. They know what they're doing. We've got intelligence about this. We're not just going out there and picking, here's a boat, let's shoot that one. No, the president is right on track to this. He's sending a message to the narco terrorists, as I call them, that they can't keep sending these drugs to America. We're going to make sure they pay an ultimate price every time they try.
Congressman Randy Weber, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you joining us.
Thank you. We appreciate you all.